Hey everybody, Varun here from Language Academy. Guys, very excited to be back. This is going to be a special video. It's 2020 and I've recently taken few of the PTE exams 3 to 4 times, and few of my co-workers, team members, they also went for the test just to make sure all our strategies are working, everything we teach is actually working out. One thing, very first thing, what I would be discussing in this video is the mic position. What I've noticed when I went for the test, they have actually changed the microphone. Earlier it used to be Plantronics and now they have got a new one. I'll show you in the video. So one thing I'll be discussing is a mic position, because mic position is something which I personally believe is very crucial to get the score in your speaking section. Having the wrong mic position, despite the fact you're perfect in speaking, you may even struggle to get 10 in pronunciation, I'm telling you. So it's very important and very crucial that yes, you consider your mic position and place your mic at the correct position. Another thing which I'll be discussing, one of the experiment which one of my team member did. How much scores do you actually get in your reading and in your listening section from your speaking section? That is what I'll be showing you. Also, how much one essay is worth. Another thing, what are the things you need to be very careful when you are approaching or when you are taking your PT test, especially your speaking section. Let's get started, guys. First of all, let's have a look at the new microphone. So this is the new microphone which PT is using here in Australia, especially. I'm not really sure in other countries, but Australia, yes, they have replaced the microphones which they used to use earlier, and these are the new headsets they have got. The difference in these microphone is that the only difference which I noticed, the microphone or the mic which used to be in the Plantronics headset was the one which used to be very parallel, right? Whereas this one is bit curved towards your mouth. What is the ideal mic position? Very first thing, I'll tell you one very honest thing, that each and every individual is different. Some of us, while we talk, we blow a lot of air from our mouth. Some of us may blow a lot of air from our nose as well. Everyone is different, and for each and every student the mic position is different and can vary. So you do not have to follow just one mic position, but yes, what will work for most of the students and what is working for a lot of my students as well. As you can see, we post a lot of 90s every day. What is working for a lot of my students is that this mic position, this is what we recommend them. See, because the microphone is bit I'll say it comes towards your mouth, I don't really want you to place the microphone in front of your mouth, because if you place it and if you speak something, your breathing sound or breathing bursts are going to get into the microphone and will create a lot of disturbance, and that will hinder your clarity and will make it very difficult for the computer to understand. What you need to do, don't just follow one mic position, but yes, what you do once you sit for the exam, make sure you keep your microphone bit below your mouth, not in front of your mouth, parallel to your mouth, but below, bit slightly lower than your mouth. For example, if I consider here, I'll just place it bit between my mouth and my chin, something like this. So it's not in front of the mouth, but it's not in front of the chin as well, somewhere between, slightly lower than the level of your mouth, right? Another thing, make sure it's not very close, it has to be a bit far, so that breathing sound is not going straight into the microphone. Don't keep it very far. I see a lot of students keeping the microphone too far from their mouth. That can be problematic. That may work, but can be problematic, because if it's too far like this, or if it's too far like this, you won't be that clear. Microphone won't get 100% what you're saying and can create problems in your speaking score as well as the score you get in your reading and listening section. So slightly lower than your mouth, not in front of the chin, somewhere between, and make sure it's around, it's slightly away from the mouth, so that there's no breathing sound going into the microphone. Now, as I've told you, it's different for everyone. Once you place it over here, what you need to do, once you get the option to record your voice and play it back, what you have to do, you have to make sure that you play and record your voice 3 to 4 times. Now, one very common mistake which I see a lot of students making is that they don't really speak a lot of words. They just say testing 1 2 3, right, and then see if their voice is clear or not. Please do not do that. At least speak one lengthy sentence, a bit long sentence, so that you are speaking as you will speak in the exam. Because once you are doing your read alouds or describe images, you're not going to read one word or two words, you're going to read out sentences, and that can vary, because the way we speak one word and then the way we speak the complete sentence is completely different. So we have to make sure that yes, whenever we record our voice, we are at least speaking one sentence. You can speak more if you want, but at least one sentence, and then play it back. Make sure your voice is 110% clear. There is no breathing sound, and that's how you have to go. But let's say if you have placed it here and you are getting, if you're still getting the breathing sound, move it slightly lower, a bit away from your mouth, and then try again, will work for you. Another thing about this microphone, what I've noticed in comparison to the previous microphone, which was the headset Plantronics one, these are a bit less sensitive, but they are good. It's nothing like that there's something wrong with this. If you place it at the correct position, you are going to get the score, as we got the score as well. My team members got the score as well. You are going to get your score, but make sure you are slightly louder. Don't be too loud, don't shout, that can be problematic. Slightly louder, and yes, make sure microphone is at the correct position as I have showed you. Once again, this is the mic position. Just to explain it quickly, bit below, slightly lower than the level of your mouth, and yes, not in front of the chin, somewhere between, slightly lower than the level of your mouth. And then you have to make sure you check your voice, it's not in front of it. Make sure you record your voice and see there are no breathing sounds at all. That's it about your mic position, guys. Let's move on. One very important thing in your speaking section, what we normally ignore and what can impact your scores as well. Once you start your speaking section, you get one part which says personal introduction. It is not marked. Even if you skip it, you can get 90. But I always recommend all my students to go for personal introduction. Why? What the reason is? See, what happens normally when we go for the test, we try to attempt personal introduction, but we are not really prepared. We haven't practiced. We don't really practice for it. And once we try to speak out about ourselves, give out our introduction, we fumble, we pause, we hesitate, and in a subconscious mind, we lose our confidence, because already we are nervous, we are so tense that yes, our exam is going to start. And if we are not really performing very well in the personal introduction, in your subconscious mind, you are going to be a bit nervous. What I'll recommend, prepare for your personal introduction as well. Doesn't matter what you speak, just have this thing in your mind, just have this thing very clear in your mind that what you want to speak. Because if you will be fluent and clear and you will go smoothly in your personal introduction, that will boost your confidence. You will be more confident in your subconscious mind and you will be able to perform better. This is what I have realized, and this works and this happens 120%. Make sure, don't stress about the introduction, but yes, have something very clear in your mind what you have to speak, and speak it or practice it 3 to 4 times so that you are confident and clear once you go for your personal introduction, and you will be confident throughout your speaking. Speaking is all about confidence, guys. Doesn't matter what happens. Doesn't matter what happens, you have to be confident. Even if you make mistakes, I'm telling you, you can get 90. I'll be very honest. When I went for the exam, I got 2 to 3 repeat sentences, which were around 20 words long. And to be honest, I missed few of them, because if you give, it's very practical. It's very practical. If I give you a sentence which is very fast and 20 words long, no one can repeat it 100%. So what I did in that case, I repeated as much as I could have, just maintained my fluency and pronunciation, got 19 listening as well. So yes, even if you make mistakes, you can get 90. Just make sure you give your 120%. That's it. Last thing, I am going to show you how much you get if you do your speaking properly in your reading section and in your listening section. So the score report, you can see in this, we attempted the speaking section and we attempted one essay as well. We have got 38 in listening, which is more than 33% of your listening. 30 in reading, 33% of your reading scores are from speaking and 19 speaking, and 20 in writing, because we attempted one essay as well. So around 10 to 11 points, one essay is going to give you in your writing score. And then 38 points are going to make a major difference in your listening score. From your repeat sentence and your reader lecture, these points or scores can vary a bit depending on your exam pattern, but somewhere around 38-39 points. And then 30 points in your reading section from your read aloud. That's why I always stress read alouds are very, very important. If you make sure your speaking is perfect, half of your worry is gone. You don't really need to stress a lot about. If your speaking goes well, you are going to make it happen. Guys, that's it from this video. If you have any doubts, if you want me to tell you anything, if you want to know anything, what you should do, what you shouldn't do, please leave them down in the comment section. I'll try to make as many videos as I can. And that's it. I hope you like this video. If you did, please share it with your friends. Hit the like button, leave your comments, and make sure you subscribe the channel. Thank you guys. I'll see you very soon.